Take a picture. Really, that's the picture? Take another picture. Okay, come on, that's not even. Take a few more pictures. What is wrong with you? Now layer them. I'm not very smart. This is called a video, but from the invention of video in the late 1800s to the 1950s, the length of video only really followed that of live TV and movies, which were obviously the most significant form of video. Long form video, if we want to get technical here, but if we're getting technical here, home video was really pioneered in the 1970s. And this is the point where we can begin to observe the shortening of video over time. Video cassette recorders began to be sold to the masses for whatever floated their boats. Family activities, trips, this, you name it, they filmed it. I mean, there was even a battle between Sony's Betamax and JVC's VHS. Now, it sounds like, man, who would want JVC VHS? That's really a mouthful. Turns out Sony got fucked by JVC VHS because Betamax sucked. And it became one of the biggest business and tech failures ever. Whoops. I mean, Sony got the last laugh with the PlayStation and the TVs, but that's beside the point. The point is that home video was big. Short videos for personal use and entertainment among family and friends was a luxury to aid memory and made looking back at the past quite fun. Now you can look at short videos for personal use on the hub. Talk about the internet being a wild place.
Pictures over here. So I want this picture as my wallpaper.
I mean, there wasn't really a reason to share video before the internet. So home video kept its title as being for the home. I mean, it's in the name. The internet, however, turned the average Joe into a global communicator and global phenomenon in the entertainment world. Upload that 8th kid's birth with a 3rd wife to MySpace. Put it on Newgrounds. Fuck that, put it on eBob's World. No, fuck that, put it on YouTube. Fuck that, put it on, wait, what are we on right now? I knew that, yeah. Want to know how I knew that? 12 years ago, I started watching EvanTube HD on YouTube. He played Angry Birds and he made Lego building videos. Back then, there was no real focus on the length of YouTube videos. It was kind of just how far your technology could carry you. And that's what ended up getting posted. And I mean, clips were also short and straight to the point because why pack on extra weight? Like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to this video, subscribe to this channel, send this video to 3 close friends. I mean, there was no point. Who had 3 close friends? They didn't say any of those things because you couldn't really make YouTube a monetizable thing. YouTube wasn't a job. Your mom was right. Mothers of 2012 wannabe YouTubers were going through an epidemic of worry about their kids just sitting and hitting trick shots on Call of Duty. It's like, well, shut up, mom. Markiplier has 10,000 subscribers. He's like a billionaire. And then the avalanche hit.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
You know, people realized, wait, if you're good at YouTube, you can get, there's money, you can get money. And then the second avalanche hit, the gaming of the system. Not many were critical of how to get views and subscribers or likes or anything like that until they realized the grass is greener when it's in your wallet. I mean, like boring ass dudes were just talking about nothing for 10 minutes. All they had to do was hit that 10-minute mark for monetization, of course. More specifically, mid-roll ads. Wait, don't skip. It's a meta joke. Then people were like, I gotta increase my watch time. I gotta make this video longer so I can increase my... Sounding like a whole geek and everything. I mean, the YouTube money was coming in heavy. Markiplier became the first YouTube billionaire with, Fred following soon behind. Videos were a commitment. Short and to the point clips were out, but something dark was brewing in the background. Hey, there's this app where you can only post videos up to like 6 seconds. Only 6 seconds? Yeah, only 6 seconds. What can you do in 6 seconds? It's like a picture. I don't know, check it out.
That's what they say. But who's they?
Let's call it tomato, not tomato. Yeah. But what about potato?
The divine vine began to bear fruit like no other. I mean, people became funny for probably the first time ever. And 6 seconds became that magical number because that was the time frame. In that time, you had to tell a complete story and maybe make it funny. That's about all you had time for. I don't remember vines being anything other than like comedy videos. I mean, maybe that's just me false remembering, or that's just what got popular, but something important to keep in mind is that you couldn't really make any money on Vine. Technically, you could like secure a sponsorship or run an ad, but that's more of an outside thing, not a Vine thing. So people who made Vines mostly just did it for the love of the game. And this is similar to the early days of YouTube where people just kind of let their creativity flow. And Vine made people so happy that it was shut down in 2017. And I mean, young me, in fear of losing my career on Vine, navigated to YouTube in early 2017 and began to post on YouTube, much like a lot of other famous people on Vine. But unfortunately at the time, the Vine 6-second technique did not really have a place on YouTube. So once again, long form content prevailed. I mean, if you saw a 6-second video on YouTube, are you gonna really waste all the time to click on it, maybe watch a 5-second ad, and then the video's only 6 seconds? What a waste of time. A song only plays for so long. It can take time to settle in, or it can jump right in and die out quickly. Hey, there's this app where you can post videos to music. Yes, it's like every other social media. Yeah, it's pretty lame.
So come with me and we could make it, cause you never know.
My guess is that Musical.ly wanted a slice of that Vine fruit, so they kept the idea of having these short videos. Except these videos were really lame and literally contributed nothing to society as a whole. Trust me, I know. Because Musical.ly was basically limited to what you could record with your phone. It was so lame that, wait, hold on, a billion? It has Jacob Sartorius. What are they thinking? Let's try to decipher what ByteDance is thinking. So what does Musical.ly have? Well, it has a companion app called Lively, where basically you could get like little coins. You could buy little coins and like donate to a little live stream. That's it, that's all Musical.ly had. I mean, everything else like sponsorships and running ads had a place on YouTube, had a place on basically every other social media. So like nothing made it better, really. Musical.ly had nothing going for it. The app was terrible. What the hell was ByteDance thinking? Well, it turns out ByteDance was thinking. I mean, they were thinking so hard that they got rid of it and they turned it into a clock app, is what your grandma would have thought, because this app was for the youth.
Yes, sir, brother. Yeah.
Everyone knows that TikTok blew up, and I'm pretty sure technically it has surpassed every other social media in like downloads. So I mean, it was clear there was a resurgence of short form content. Any old average Joe could go viral, and then, you know, shit hit the fan in the real world. But gold hit the fan at ByteDance because everyone stayed home and made TikToks all day. There was nothing else to do. You know, TikTok then grew, did a bunch of shit, whatever, but what TikTok did is not really the point. When Vine was big, short form content remained primarily on Vine. And when Vine shut down, companies kind of missed their window to incorporate a short form feature. But this time, the company's locked in.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I know. But oh.
1 minute. 1 minute to make a point. The days of long form content began to get directly challenged by short form content. YouTube and TikTok were going head to head. And I mean, now in 2026, I think most everyone would argue that short form content is kind of the way to go if you want to make some money. And everyone has adapted to short form content at this point. I mean, you couldn't find anyone that did not consume short form content in some fashion. I mean, I could obviously talk about how the attention span of people is cooked nowadays, but that's a tired point. And I think we all know the real question: where do we go from here? I mean, we can see over time that people have adapted to far shorter videos, but we've also adapted to longer ones. I mean, 10 years ago, no one dared to touch the 4-hour mark on a video talking about one singular topic. But here we are. If we're expanding in both directions, I wonder how long can, oh, that's not the title. Technically, a video could be just 2 frames. That's what Mr. Beast said. But is that really a video? I'd like to think of a video as only being complete when it's expressed its idea. That's what Plato said. But you might be thinking, a picture can express an idea, and one frame is a picture. But I'd argue that's a picture, not a video. But then you just do 2 frames of that. First of all, fuck you. Second of all, what's the point of that? What's the point of having 2 frames? Technically, you could have 2 frames that are not at all similar, but I mean, they express a certain idea. But then I'd argue that's just 2 pictures. It's not really a video. And if it's 2 pictures that are very, very similar, but maybe only simulate a certain movement, then I'd argue, what's the point of the movement? Does the movement contribute anything to the idea expressed, or is it just there because it's 2 frames? So 2 frames doesn't really make something a video in the traditional sense. All right, so let's say you get 5 frames. Think about this logically. How much movement could you really get out of 5 frames? Say you had 5 frames and the goal was to capture video of someone taking a bite of something. Could you really get that across smoothly in 5 frames? Now that might not be fair, because what if the movement was something faster? What if the movement was like someone sticking their tongue out? You could probably get that pretty smooth in 5 frames, but the problem is when you play it back. At normal speed, it goes by so quick and is almost unnoticeable, to the point where you would have a hard time considering it a video. And especially if you consider how this video would be viewed. If it's looped at 24 frames per second, that might be a different story, because it would just be a repeated action of like, that was weird, but you get the idea. That's different if it's viewed just once. If you had a black screen, those 5 frames, and then another black screen, then it's hard to consider that a video. It might get more into GIF territory. If you've ever read a Captain Underpants book, you'll have seen one of these flip-oramas. They're usually just 2 drawings that you can flip the page back and forth to simulate a motion. This is an example of something being technically 2 frames, which is technically all you need to create a video, but I would argue this falls more into GIF category, because a GIF is technically an image file that loops indefinitely. It has like limited color usage and pixel usage and carries a different volume compared to a video file. So it's not a video file, it's an image file. It's just a bunch of images. And GIFs can technically be any length, but if you had a longer GIF, if you had a 10-second GIF, why would you not just make it a video? They usually look worse, they have limited colors, like they carry more volume, there's no point. And GIFs are typically around 1 to 6 seconds. 6 seconds of Vine video is 6 seconds. Are Vines GIFs? Well, no, but in concept, they could be. Oh my God, this is just getting too confusing. Well, what's the shortest video you could upload on, say, TikTok, for example? Spoiler, it's 3 seconds, which would look like this. I put them onto this. Put that fucking camera down. When you're really looking at it, this feels like more than enough time to be considered a video and perceived as a video. I mean, there's even that 3-second song. Who makes a song in 3 seconds? But would uploading something this short be engaging in any way? The problem with a video this short is that it basically has to be told only within the movement, because there's no time for a hook. There's no time for really any development. It has to be something swift. You can't really read anything. You can't really digest anything. It just kind of has to happen. Or so we've been told.
Look at this. I'm a genius.
That's not even the same.
This is how.
However, if the whole platform was filled with videos like that, there might be a global migraine epidemic. The average human attention span for deciding whether to watch a video on TikTok or not is about 1.5 to 2 seconds. So by making a 3-second video, you're essentially forcing the audience to watch most of it, if not all of it. But as we've seen in the past, the human brain is adapting to shorter and shorter videos. But at this point, it's so short that the brain just can't really adapt. It's so jam-packed, and watching something like this very consistently would just be a headache. I'd argue the closest thing we've got so far to this 3-second mark is 5-second films.
Brian, what's the history of Cinco de Mayo? Shut the fuck up.
They do some good work over there, but imagine cutting one of these down by 2 whole seconds and still trying to land the same joke. You just have to speed it up, basically, and that's just a nightmare. Videos can still be funny in 3 seconds, however, but not really in the more joke-telling traditional sense. I don't know why this is funny. This is one of my favorite clips, and notice how I'm calling it a clip, because it doesn't really feel like a whole video, when I mean technically it is. I don't really know where this was originally posted, but I found it as a compilation of a bunch of kind of similar short videos. I would actually argue, I lied earlier, that this is the closest we have to videos being consistently around the 2 to 3 second mark. The thing about this though is that it's tied to a larger compilation video, and the theme is kind of to just have some unexpected like physical jokes happen that are funny, you know? And I think this is the only reason that content, when edited and put together this way, really kind of works. And also, the person watching does not have to interact with each clip directly. It'd be like watching a movie and having to get up to skip an ad like every minute of the movie. It would get quite annoying. So having to scroll every 3 seconds is just not something us lazy humans are really looking to do. I mean, someday this could change. We never would have predicted Pornhub Shorts, but 3 seconds, in my opinion, is actually kind of the point where things start to really break apart. It's the breaking point where videos just get too short to really be enjoyed. Anything shorter is a glorified GIF with little to no purpose other than frying whatever neurons you have left. If you want a similar effect, try nitrous.